Decided what to eat yet, hon?
Yep, almost.
If only this was easy like when we switched to Flow.
Best decision ever. Combining our mobile with Flow Internet
Saving hundreds each month on our mobile.
and getting double data to share for up to 4 lines. My ideas are the best.
Any idea when you'll make this decision?
Yeah, soon. Switch to Flow Postpaid and sign up for internet for big mobile savings and double data as low as $80 per line. Visit discoverflow.co for details. Conditions apply.
Shopping with TDC just got much easier. Here's how. Log on to shoptdcgroup.com. Shop at your convenience at any time, from anywhere, with your smartphone, tablet, or computer. With our safe and secure payment checkout, you choose the option to pick up in-store or have your goods delivered right to your door. It's that easy. Shop tdcgroup.com, your one-stop online store.
Shop anywhere, shop anytime, same quality you love. Now online. Shop www.shoptdcgroup.com.
Good morning, and welcome to Voices here on WINNFM 98.9. It's a beautiful Monday. It's Monday, March 28th, 2022, and I am your host for today's edition of Voices. Thank you so much for joining us on this program today. It is 10 minutes past the hour. Let me apologize for the late start. I had a rough morning, but I'm here and I'm looking to have a very good conversation with you right here on Voices on WINNFM 98.9. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be alive, happy to be in the land of the living, and I'm pretty sure you are too. I hope to have a good conversation with you today. Of course, you can call and have a conversation with me here in Voices at 466-0989 and 762-0989. Of course, we are taking your participation via our WhatsApp number, which is 662-2204. 662-2204. And I also want to interact with you on our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Leave a comment there. I'll get it. Right, welcome to Voices here on WINNFM 98.9. I'm your host for today, Devon Cornelius. Thank you so much for joining me on today's program, and I am looking forward to have a very good conversation with you for the next hour or so. And of course, after we come back after the headline news, and of course the hot topic today. Of course, earlier you heard me on Island 2. The hot topic today and over the weekend is coming out of the PLP's convention and further developments within the Team Unity coalition. I know we've been talking about politics for a long time, but this is the hot topic right now, and we want to continue on this topic a bit for today and speak some more about the developments within Team Unity and our expectations and what we predict may happen in the very near future. Many people have been giving their take on it as to what they think would happen, but is left up for us to sit back and see what is going to come out of all of this development, and let's hope that there is no I don't even know how to describe it. I don't even know what to say, but it's for us to sit back and see what is going to come out of all of this. As I said earlier, there are people who are calling for all of this to end. There are some others who are saying, well, it is what it is. I mean, you guys know, and especially for those of you who have been following politics and who have been involved in politics for some time, you would know that something like this is perhaps expected. But others have said that in this specific situation where with this coalition and what's happening with this coalition, some have said that this is unprecedented, but we're left to see what will come out of that. On Saturday, right here on WINNFM, we had a program, the Inside the News program, with political scientist Peter Wickham and social commentator Dwyer Astefan, giving their take on the developments within Team Unity and commenting on whether Team Unity would survive. Of course, Team Unity has another 3 years to continue their work, whether it be keeping the promise, delivering for the people, or whatever their theme is. But Team Unity still has 3 years to go before the next election. What is, or some have said, well, all of this talk and let me say, having these I don't even want to say, but something like a political meeting, all of this is perhaps unnecessary. And well, some say it's unnecessary. I don't know if it's unnecessary for the actual people who are participating in it, because people would have different views or whatever. But very interesting, and some say it is a bit too early. Over the years, we have seen allegations on social media. The opposition has been saying it, that all is not well and that there is some turbulence within the Team Unity coalition. Of course, that was confirmed at the PAM convention on March 13, and confirmed by utterances made by the different key leaders within the Team Unity construct. And so it is not that we're here saying, well, Team Unity has some confusion going on. We're saying it based on what has been said by the Team Unity partners. Now, the political scientist, Mr. Wickham, and others have said that, all of this spat, this public political spat that is going on, is bad for all of them. And, some of the matters that are being discussed in the public domain, they think should be discussed behind closed doors. They think should be discussed in cabinet or in some meeting. Perhaps, let's just say, perhaps it is at a point where the partners feel that, well, we can't continue to have these conversations behind closed doors. Perhaps it is a case where they've been having these conversations behind closed doors, and they're not seeing any resolution, they're not seeing any movement on some of their concerns, and so they now perhaps think that it is the best thing for them to come and say, well, this is what was supposed to happen, it did not happen, we have to report to the people and tell the people what is going on. So very, very interesting developments over the past month or two. And of course, the big area of contention, the big debate now is the matter of, well, I think two really is the matter of a third term and the matter of the fair share. The fair share and the third term, those are the two big issues affecting team unity at this point in time. And of course, not just here in St. Kitts and Nevis, but across the region, people have been following these developments and giving their take as to what they believe may come out of it. But again, as I said, it's just for us to sit back here and, look on and see what is going to come out of all of this. As I said, the PLP convention happened on Saturday. I was in attendance, and it was, I think, for the most part, people expected more of a direct response to what was said at the PAM convention. You did not see that spot on. There were some utterances made, don't get me wrong. There were some utterances made, in specific things. But based on what happened there, of course, you know that, there is something brewing. And perhaps it's already reaching a boiling point where they can't keep it under control any more. We're going to open the phone lines and we're going to take some calls from the good listeners of WINNFM 98.9. So let's take our first call for this morning. Okay, we seem to have lost that caller. Please call us back at 466-0989, 762-0989. Let's take this call. Caller, good morning. You are on Voices. Hello, good morning. You're on Voices.
Mr. Cornelius, how are you?
Good morning. I'm great, thanks. And you?
I'm blessed. Nice meeting you on Saturday.
Yes, I recognized the voice. I didn't realize it was you, but then after a while I was like, wait, I know that voice. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you. Anyway, as I mentioned on a previous program, I think with Jade them. I told the Prime Minister, if anybody's listening, tell the Prime Minister, do not go down the road that the PAM candidate went down, and my wish came true. Thank you, PM. We did not went down the road. So congratulations again. But I was talking to someone on Saturday, and they were saying something to me. If these guys go to emotion has no confidence, that they come back to the people.
Mm-hmm.
They just can't go to talk. Nobody got no confidence. Come back to the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that is what's going to happen. So it's not a matter of filing a motion of no confidence and then, the prime ministership is automatically transferred to Richards or Brantley. You have to come to the people first.
And it's so disrespectful and none of them show up. Even somebody's going to show up. I didn't vote for Azad to come to the convention.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, enjoy your day, boys.
All right. Thank you so much, caller, for your contribution to this program. And again, it was a pleasure meeting you. I remember I heard the voice. I was like, wait, I know this lady. But it was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for your contribution to this program. We're still taking your calls here on Voices on WINNFM 98.9. Call us at 466-0989 and 762-0989. The topic at hand is, of course, coming out of the PLP convention on Saturday. And, the recent developments within team unity. This is the hot topic. This is what people are talking about. And, what their expectations are in the next few days. Now, on Saturday, Dwyer Astafan, he said, okay, let me hold that thought and take this phone call. Caller, good morning. You are on the air.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Dr. Joe, you all doing? I'm fine.
Okay, great.
Yeah, Dr. Joe, good morning. Yeah, what happened, right, is I thought they said they were going to send someone else if they're not even going.
Yes, they did. They sent their deputy chairman, Mr. Azad Gums, and the assistant general secretary, Daniel Warner.
Oh, they went?
Yes, PAM sent their two representatives, yes.
Yeah, but what we want to know, right, if they're going on the slippery road, why they don't come out and let us know if we're going to get a snap election soon or what? Stop got us speculating and say, next month, could be July, could be... come out as the lady just said, come out and tell anything. Because in the state, they come out right away and tell you, well, this, the Democrat going one way, the other side going the other way. You just don't keep it like that as a secret. People will say, well, oh, the Republican ain't like this and the Republican and that. They come out to the members who don't know were falling. The Republican and the Democrat can not getting along too good. What is what going to go on? So they will be look for a snap election or what. So these people as big people, they need to come out, and express themselves to us, as the lady just said, because a guy in suspend, people putting up, say, oh, the bonus going to run for Pam, oh, is George going to run for the People Labour's Party, oh, somebody going to run for CCM. No, that's just, speculating, and, this media thing going round and round and round. I think we all to grow now to get them back and forth, them petty thing. Them like a petty thing when you go to school. They say, no, me I'm going to knock you back tomorrow for kitchen. Yeah, they need to come out to put you and let us know what's going on. If they're going to snap election, let us prepare. You don't know how a snap election, July or August, and you done. You need a long story. Okay, have a good day.
All right, you too have a good day as well. Guys, we'll take a short break to give a shout out to our sponsors, and when we come back, we will continue Voices here on WinFM 98.9. Let's take this short break, and we will be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Need the thirst quencher in my cup. If you have one, hold it up and say, what's the brother colors in my life? Refreshing and nice, and I drink that we like. Must stand up full of vibes, living for the color. I'm a black and white. We do what we like, we live to enjoy life. Hold it up from flavor. Load it up. If you have one, hold it up and say, what's the brother colors in my life?
TDC Financial Services, we're here for you to help you make your dreams come true. Whether your needs are big or small, we'll support you with them all. TDC Financial Services, we are strong. TDC Financial Services, this is where you belong.
TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
Decided what to eat yet, hon?
Yep, almost.
If only this was easy like when we switched to Flow.
Best decision ever. Combining our mobile with Flow Internet
Saving hundreds each month on our mobile.
and getting double data to share for up to 4 lines. My ideas are the best.
Any idea when you'll make this decision?
Yeah, soon. Switch to Flow Postpaid and sign up for internet for big mobile savings and double data as low as $80 per line. Visit discoverflow.co for details. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to Voices here on WinFM 98.9. We're heading back to the phone lines and we're taking some more calls. Caller, good morning. You are on the air.
Good morning, Devon again.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
Man, you're giving God thanks, man.
Great.
Watching all the people them increasing their anxiety. But if you are reasonable and rational, how could you expect a different thing? Mr. Timothy Harris is the Prime Minister and the head of the Unity construct. Unless he's drunk to go and destroy his own position, how could people expect anything different from what they got?
I guess they did that, based on what took place at the PAM convention. I mean, they can't be wrong.
Even so, if you got that kind of notion, remember Timothy party only has 2 seats,
You said that
they can't stand before, even though they do have support in other constituencies.
But you said that to say what?
Because the people in
Hold on, you're going too fast right there. You said that to say what?
That he does not, his party does not at the present time having enough numbers in each constituency. Leave out the 2 years, right? to defeat the PAM party.
Mm.
And then there is the Labour Party.
Mm-hmm.
So even though, Douglas will say when the bell rings, school calling.
Mm-hmm. So you think one of the reasons why he seemingly held back was because of the fact that his party only has 2 seats?
Yes. He has, and not only that, he is in the position with the consent of the other 2 parties. He's there with consent, Isn't that so? Yeah, he did not win that position. It was given to him. That's who gave you could take back.
Mm-hmm. But think about this though, and as was said by Mr. Wickham and Mr. Astafan, PAM is in a position of power where they have most of the seats in the coalition. Based on all that we have been hearing coming from PAM, and based on the fact that they are, I don't want to use the word disgruntled, but it was the Deputy Prime Minister who said that Team Unity has failed in his promise to Nevis. With them having the most seats and having that that power to make this coalition fall, would you support them doing such based on the comments made by them that certain promises made in the Charlestown Accord has not been kept or have not been kept?
Let me tell you, those concerns are not so grave as to bring down a government. Remember, the issues are in relation to Nevis.
Mm-hmm.
And between Senkers and Nevis, PAM going want their party to give up their position in the unity for Nevis.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well face it. Because there is Labour in the ground waiting, in the shadows waiting to pick up whatever piece is left.
Mm-hmm. Do you think
PAM still have Labour to contend with?
Right.
And you're talking about intelligent people, not just emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And it isn't so crucial. It isn't so well to say because people don't get.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the issue come down to Ireland, first thing criticism is say, well, Nevians are secessionists, they could go.
Mm.
I'm sure you have heard it. If they don't like it, they could go.
Right.
So the sympathy would end when it threatens the position of PAM. But what people missing was the guest speaker.
Mm-hmm. But before you go there, there's something you said earlier I wanted to ask you on, but we didn't have enough time. You were saying that, which you're correct, as the Minister of Finance, you have that say in terms of the disbursement of funds, correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
The point that is being made is that while, yes, the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance specifically has the power to say, well, you get this, you get that, you get this, you get that. PAM has 4 seats, CCM has 3. If they are now at a level of agreement on the matter of fair share to the island of Nevis and other issues that have not been fulfilled in the Charlestown Accord, don't you agree that they should have used their 4 and their 3 as leverage to effectively argue for these promises to be fulfilled? Against the backdrop of having the majority in the cabinet?
When you enter Parliament, it becomes constituencies. Are you aware of it?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's everybody in that constituency you represent.
Right.
You don't represent the PAM and the Labour in cabinet,
You represent the constituents.
Yes, that's the difference. And therefore, you will want to get what you can for your constituents. You thinking about that?
I'm not really following the reasoning you're trying to make.
Look at it that way. That's what it is. You have 1, Labour has 1. Therefore, Jeffrey has to, he's not in cabinet, but he has to use his influence to get what he wants. For his constituents.
You're losing me.
Not for Labour.
No, you're losing me, dear. You're losing me, dear.
Listen again. In cabinet, they all represent constituents. In Parliament, isn't that so?
No. In Parliament, they are members. Hold on. In Parliament,
go ahead.
In Parliament, they represent their constituents. But when they're
once they're elected.
When when they are in cabinet, they are the minister of this, the minister of that, or whatever.
Right. And so they have a responsibility beyond even their constituents and their party to see that they, whatever ministry they have, function.
Right. But back to the question. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
The only person responsible for Nevis in cabinet is Mark Brantley.
No.
He is the Minister of Nevis Affairs.
No, he's not.
Well, he is.
He's not the Minister of Nevis Affairs. He's the Minister of Foreign Affairs. There's no Nevis Affairs ministry. No.
Why, yes.
No. I'm telling you no.
All right, let somebody correct me.
I'm telling you no. There's no
ministry.
Vance Emery was the Minister of Nevis Affairs. But
he was. He's no longer.
He's no longer. But this new cabinet does not have a Minister of Nevis Affairs. Nevis is represented by the Premier, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, and the Honorable Eric Evelyn. They are the three people.
Minister of Nevis Affairs?
There is none. That's what I'm telling you.
No. Forgive me if I'm wrong. If I'm right, hold on to the point. No, let's get to me the best part of that thing was
But you're not answering my question, My question is, don't you think... No, you're not answering me directly. Don't you think Pam and CCM could have argued for fair share?
Let me see if I understand your question. You're asking me, Pam has 4 seats, and Nevis have 2.
Yes.
So they have 6 persons in cabinet. That's what you're saying, right?
Uh-huh.
There are 6 persons in cabinet. What is the size of cabinet?
Huh?
What is the size of the cabinet?
The cabinet has the 9.
You have more than the elected,
You have we're not going there, man. Let's stick to Let us stick to the specifics. We're talking about PAM's 4 and CCM's 3. That is 7. And then you have the 8 and 9, which is the Prime Minister and the Minister of Health. But we're talking about PAM's 4 and CCM's 3. We're not going there. You're running away from the question,
Where you got to go? Let me get straight to your point. Straight to your point. All those who expect unity to break up, it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Are you so sure of that?
It's not going to happen. Because, look, some of those members in cabinet have not served 2 terms yet. You need 2 terms to get a full pension. Are you aware of that?
I am aware of that, yes.
So which politician can jeopardize their future, whether they come from Nevis or from St. Kitts? They give us the thing to the bone to chew on about Nevis and get a PhD or whatever. A good bone. But believe me, everybody wants to secure the future.
Yeah, true. They ain't going to jeopardize that. So you said that to say that they care for themselves then, because that's what you're saying,
Hello, but if you ain't care for yourself, who can care for you?
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I may be reasonable.
Interesting. But we have to take some more calls, so I'm going to have to end this one with you. We want some more callers to get in.
All right, then.
Yeah, thank you so much for your contribution. We're still taking your calls here on WINNFM's Voices for today, Monday, March 28th. And I'm your host, Devon Cornelius. Thank you so much for your participation. Let's head back to the phone and we'll take this call. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Cornelius.
Good morning.
I'm listening and watching. Now, I'll say this. In my opinion.
Hello? Wait, sorry, caller, you're breaking up a bit. You're breaking up. Hello? Okay, go ahead now. Go ahead.
Yes, I said, in my opinion, the relationship between the elected official in the team unity administration is beyond repair. And I don't see them lasting. Okay? The other thing, I also believe that if Dr. Harris still pursue the idea of stealing candidate in all 8 constituencies and St. Kitts, not only would his party and the People's Action Movement Party lose to the Labour Party of an all-8 government, because you must remember most of those supporters for Dr. Timothy Harris are supporters of the People's Action Movement. So if the pie is split in 3, the party going to take half the whole. and the other party will go with the other half. So I would predict if they go that route, the St. Nevis Labour Party will return to government with all 8 seats. And it's simple maths. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, caller, for your contribution. You know, as you say that, I think it was, Mr. Wickham on Saturday was speaking about the next general election in terms of the St. Nevis Labour Party, where we know that, while we don't know specifically the numbers, they have a lot of supporters who are residing overseas, what we would call overseas voters. And, he was basically of the view that it is hard to make a prediction on the overseas vote based on past elections where the Labour Party has, really command the majority of overseas voters. If the overseas voters are a thing in the next general election, that may be a significant advantage or an advantage, that is, for the St. Nevis Labour Party, if they're able to, bring in supporters and capitalize on that. Because in the 2015 election, there was some challenges there in terms of overseas voters. And in the 2020 election, of course, we had COVID-19 with the borders being closed. So if the 2025 election were to see the reintroduction of overseas voters, it will be a whole different thing. Because, in the 2020 election, it was just us here on the ground, deciding deciding the election. If overseas voters are to come back into play, it's going to be a very, very interesting development. Let's head back to the phone lines. We have another call. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am fine, and you?
Not bad at all.
Okay, here is my thing. We need them to go into Parliament. And we need 6 days for election. We tired of Prime Minister using the bell as the personal weapon to dangle it when they feel like. Because if we listen to part of that thing, the bell was being dangled, like election was being dangled, used as... Come on, we tired of that now. When this government went in, one of the mandates from the people was 6 days for election. And we still want it. And I don't see why they can't pass it. Because they have the majority. You have a good day.
And thank you, caller, so much for your contribution to this program. We'll take a break quickly to give our sponsors some shout out, and when we come back, we'll continue Voices right here on WINNFM 98.9. Stick and stay, guys. We will be right back.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Buying your medication is easy with City Drugstore's curbside pickup. WhatsApp our certified pharmacist at 662-8769 with your requests. For prescriptions, take a clear photograph and send for review. We will engage you in dialogue and then provide a quotation and link for payment. You can then pay via TDC's online payment portal. And once the transaction is complete, you'll be notified that your pickup is ready. Yes, it's that easy. Send your WhatsApp message to 662-8769 to order your medications today with City Drugstore's curbside pickup service.
Decided what to eat yet, hon?
Yep, almost.
If only this was easy like when we switched to Flow.
Best decision ever. Combining our mobile with Flow Internet.
Saving hundreds each month on our mobile.
And getting double data to share for up to 4 lines. My ideas are the best.
Any idea when you'll make this decision?
Yeah, soon. Switch to Flow Postpaid and sign up for internet for big mobile savings and double data as low as $80 per line. Visit discoverflow.co for details. Conditions apply.
Everything you want, everything you need, got the taste you love, anywhere that you may be. It's the Caribbean flavor. Shirley biscuits make me happy.
Caribbean's favorite biscuit.
Welcome back to Voices. We're heading back to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning again, Cornelius.
Good morning.
Now, I personally don't see anything wrong if a party wins or a construct win all of the seats in an election. But what we should do is do like Barbados. Put the laws, the necessary laws in place where the president or the governor general can appoint the person with the second most vote, or the person who loses the seat then, second most votes, to serve as members of the opposition, senators of the opposition and the opposition benches. Now, if that is the case, you have 3 seats in Nevis, so one senator from Nevis would serve if the parties in Nevis who would have won all 3 seats in Nevis decide to join with the party on St. Kitts that would have won all 8. Then you would have one person from Nevis representing the opposition side, and then on St. Kitts now you can have 2 or 3 persons on the opposition side appointed as members on the opposition benches. I really don't see anything wrong, because if you're going to field all 8 or all 3 constituencies, you intend to win them. I don't think anybody is going in anything to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Before we go to, what we can also do to help with this process is to introduce into our constitution a we call system. So once elected officials or appointed officials become corrupt, fail to do their work, they can be recalled by the constituents who sent them there, but they must answer to the charge that's been laid against them. Thank you for listening, Cornelius.
And thank you so much for your contribution to this program. We'll still taking your calls here on WINNFM 98.9. I'm your host for today, Monday, March 28, 2022. Devon Cornelius, call us and be a part of the conversation today. Developments within Team Unity, of course, with the PLP convention happening on Saturday. And of course, with the PAM convention that took place about a month ago, a lot has been happening. Well, not a month ago, sorry, about 3 weeks ago. A lot has been happening. Now, there is this widely believed speculation that if things are to change in terms of what's happening with Team Unity, that you may see someone from the PLP running against Richards in number 5, and someone from PAM running against Harris in number 7. Before I get into that, let's take this other caller. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Devon. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Oh, I'm here. I just come from looking for the animals.
All right.
Devon, what's the topic this morning?
Well, we're talking about the developments in Team Unity and what's going to happen in the next couple of years. That's the big topic on the plate today.
Okay. First, I want to thank God for life. And thank God for the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis, a country we're born into and live into, working hard and doing what I got to do to even help those who can't help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brother Devon, first, I want to commend the leader of the PLP party, Dr. Timothy Harris, for that wonderful convention on Saturday. I believe that the PLP party has made a big difference in the third party coming up in the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. Because all the time the people is asking for third party. Mm-hmm. And I believe that the PLP stands very firm And I want to commend the Prime Minister, the leader of the PLP party, and to the Deputy Leader, Akila Byron Lisbeth. She make a wonderful presentation there Saturday. And it's so for woman, she sounds strong and she sounds good. And she could end up with the future leader for the PLP when Dr. Harris was out. Now, Devon, in my years of politics in thinking, and going to different political meetings, I believe that the PLP has made history because when I see the crowd on Saturday and I see people from different political parties come out and praising and clapping and shouting for the Honorable Prime Minister when he was speaking, I say the blind culture of politics really turned in the Federation. The blind politics really turned. Because that only for sure that unity really could stand and unity really could work. Because people from PAM, people from CCN, people from the NRP, people from Labour, everybody was there enjoying and cheering. And that is what we want. We don't want after election that people start to curse people, people start to spread people start to, family members start break up with one another, and those things. This is what we want. Everybody come together as one. And we party successfully. When the election done over, successful to win the election, when a key party again at the party, join up and win, and form a next unity coalition government, that is what the country needs. The country needs unity. The country needs bless. And I want to wish the Honorable Prime Minister all the best, and all the political parties in the Federation. I want to wish them all the best. Because when it comes to all of us is kitty and division. So the band, you have a wonderful day because this one God bless the Federation.
All right, and you have a wonderful day as well. And thank you so much for your contribution to this program. We're still taking your calls. So just before that caller, I threw out the speculation that's going around that there may be a candidate from PLP running against the Deputy Prime Minister in number 5, and one from PAM running against Harris, Prime Minister Harris in number 7. But we only have about 10 minutes left, so we can perhaps take up that conversation in the second hour of Voices. But we are still taking your calls here on Voices. Call us at 466-0989 and 762-0989. Now, some are of the view. Let me hold that thought. We have a caller. I'll take this call. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Cornelius.
Good morning.
I attended a funeral on Friday, and something opened my eyes. Dr. Jeffrey Hanley was there, Honorable John L. Powell, and the former Prime Minister, Dr. Denzel Douglas. When the funeral over, the three of them shook hands and had one laughing. And I said, wow. And me gonna cuss my family member because my family member both a different party? No way. When I see these three here, I say, wow. And the politicians putting us against each other. That was an eye-opener for me on Friday. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's hit this other caller. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, man.
Good morning.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in and, make a small contribution.
Sure, go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm following up that caller there, a passionate caller there, that's digging up the PLP leadership and the convention. For me, man, I don't care how much people don't really like Harris. I don't know if there's some persons who are maybe jealous of him for what he has done, but this man, really and truly, bro, he made a difference with the politics in St. Kitts and Nevis. Everybody can see that. Trust me. He's the most appealing politician right now, and he is gaining steam. Whether the other politicians are able to slow him down or not, that's going to be left to be seen. You know, it's a lot. This politics right here is so interesting, bro. It's creating so much different narrative, bro. But we're still gonna have to wait and see what election day comes up and brings in the next 3 years. But you know, Timothy Harris, bro. I mean, and we all know he got a lot of power, being the prime minister, and he's controlling the money and everything like that. But that revenue sharing, you know, Mark and them from the Nevis side, they should have get that done first order of business in 2015. And just to throw a little thing in there, I don't know if the opposition and the Nevis side, right, if they need to get involved with CCM right now to try to get the federal government to put this into law or to make this concrete, bro. Make it concrete now while Nevis got 3 federal seats. Because this is the strongest Nevis is going to be in the federal parliament. And if they need help from the opposition, or the opposition in Nevis should assist in getting this cemented down, then it will benefit all the politicians on the Nevis side going forward in the future. As far as Timothy Harris goes, to me, he made history. No matter what nobody said, if this man moved across the floor, this man got fired in 2013, and like he said at this convention, you know, the former leader got fired right thereafter, bro. And the people is calling for the unity concept. The people sure is calling for the unity concept, but I just don't know how they're going to work out this thing with Timothy, whether he's going to take 3 terms or try to get a 3rd term or not. But as far as Timothy goes, my observation is that, and I can't tell if he really wants the 3rd term or not. We're gonna figure that out sooner or later. But the fact that he wants to fill up his slate and run in more constituents, that's like maybe some type of aspiration for him. But the other politicians, damn, if they want to stop him, they got to do it now. But as far as I could tell, he's gonna try to run in other constituency, and the only way to counteract that is for the other parties to run in the same constituency as well. And so then, therefore, the politics in St. Kitts and Nevis is changing. Mm-hmm. There must gonna have to become a time when even CCM or the parties in Nevis will be able to run a candidate in the districts in St. Kitts as well. You know, because it's one country, and that's the direction it seems like the politics is going in. But keep up the narrative, man. Keep up the good work, and, you know, great conversation, bro. But I wish the people of St. Kitts and Nevis the best, man. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much, caller. Let's head back to the phone and take this other call. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Cornelius.
Good morning. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome.
You know what's wrong with our politics at the moment? Well, it was wrong from the outset in that we had this false notion that we had a government of national unity, when nothing was further from the truth. What we had was a coalition of opposition parties which united to take on an entrenched government, and they succeeded. The main issue then centered around governance, if you would recall, in 2015. But having succeeded in removing the previous administration, they set out not to unify the country, but to govern essentially in the same way as the previous government did. Mm-hmm. You notice there have been no new social or economic policies to talk about, and the same divisive politics remain. It has remained the same. In fact, one can say we are even more divided than we were back then, in the sense that even amongst the unity parties, there is division. Okay? So they've made a mockery of the word unity. And anybody who thinks, Mr. Cornelius, I guarantee you that not one person really think that our country is unified right now. We are not. Okay? And you know what we have to look at is that the current leaders in the coalition have expressed exactly how they feel about each other.
Right.
You know, who not greedy, is untrustworthy and lack integrity and character. Right? In other words, these are all men who should not be our leaders. Okay? It was interesting what Mrs. Henry said, that, well, they're looking at their pensions, etc.
I thought it was interesting too.
Yeah, you know, and that I think is the general consensus that
and I don't
those
think
guys are really about self-preservation.
But you know, as you said that, caller, not to cut you off, sorry, but as you said that, I don't think that comment did any justice for them. It made them look bad.
Exactly. My exact point. I mean, if you're saying that they have gone into Parliament to see about themselves rather than their constituents, then they should not be there.
And then it also suggests that all of this is just, you know, nothing. You know, they cry for fair share, they cry for this to be done, they cry for that to be done. That is what it suggests. I'm not saying that is what it is, but based on,
from the time they talk about not trusting each other, etc. If they don't trust each other, why should we trust them?
Part of the.
But I know you have to break now. It would be interesting though. And nobody is talking about what Mrs. Henry mentioned, the guest speaker. Right, and perhaps after lunch,
yes.
I'd like to weigh in on that.
Sure.
As well, but it's you cannot tell me that the CBI has earned 2.3 billion according to the estimates, right? And Nevis only got 400 million. Okay, if you check out the ratios, it just seems generally unfair. Okay, and it's what also is terrible if you think about it, is that both Sean Richards and Matt Brantley is saying that they don't know the size of the pie. They didn't. In other words, if you can't look at the estimates and tell the size of the pie, then the usual question becomes, well, where the money gone? Okay, why aren't they able to tell the size of the pie and come up with a fair share arrangement? And the reason is, I think, the World Justice Project described this government as one of the worst in the Latin American and Caribbean countries. We came almost dead last out of 29 countries, I think it was 30 countries, okay? Almost dead last in the area of open government. Okay, and that should tell you something. As long as you don't have open government, as long as you don't have transparency and accountability, right, they're not going to trust each other, and we can't trust them. That's the long and short of it. Okay, then.
All right. Thank you, caller, so much for your contribution to this program. Guys, we're out of time. We'll have to take this break for the headline news, but when we come back, we will definitely continue the conversation right here on WINNFM 98.9. It is 12 o'clock, so we'll take this break, and when we come back, we will continue the conversation. Please stick and stay for our headline news, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation. For those of you who just came in and you want to call in, grab your pen to write on the number. That is 466 0989 762 0989, and you can also send your contribution via WhatsApp, which is 662-2204 662-2204. You were just listening to the first hour of Voices here on WINNFM 98.9, and I am your host for today, Devon Cornelius. We'll take this break for the headline news. When we come back, we will continue the conversation. Stick and stay.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, Carib Brewery, and National Bank.
Did you know that National Bank offers very favorable terms and low interest rate to switch your home mortgage? Or in-house legal department will process your mortgage in a jiffy and free of cost. Switch your home mortgage now and get a peace of mind knowing that we are here for you. National Bank, always here.
Protect your lifestyle with Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Till you walk with a rope. Electrification and service.
or 469-5303. Delia Walwyn, people you can trust.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness, it's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoy the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
With the WINNFM News, I am Devon Cornelius.
And I am Yolana Weeks. The Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet renews commitment to deliver for the people of West Basseterre and the wider Federation.
Prime Minister Harris denies CBI disbursement claims. The details and more straight ahead. Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, has once again addressed the matter of an equitable share of federal resources to the island of Nevis. On Saturday, March 26, while speaking at his People's Labour Party PLP convention, Prime Minister Harris spoke about the financial assistance provided to Nevis, which includes the payment of wages and salaries to employees of the Nevis Island Administration NIA and statutory bodies and corporations.
Under the Harris-led team Unity Administration, the NIA has received financial support. And I'm speaking to the NIA, and I'm speaking to entities in Nevis, have received financial support of one form or another, totaling approximately $400 million. I am trying my very best to be fair to the people of my father's land in Nevis. Apart from the direct contributions, like the $45 million that we have been given over time, we pay for a number of programs in Nevis, like the PAP. The people who come are recommended from the Nevis Island Administration, the Peace, the STEP. When we do the income support program, it is not just for federal workers, it is for people everywhere in the federation. We don't discriminate. We pay for the overseas education. We pay for health care expenses and a range of other programs in Nevis. It is therefore not true to pursue the view that Dr. Harris not treat Nevis nice. It is far from the truth.
Prime Minister Harris revealed that the NIA, through its Premier, the Honorable Mark Brantley, made a request for the support to be increased from $45 million to $66 million.
When the Honorable Premier came and he said move it from 45 to 66 million, even after the budget had been passed, I said to him, all right, Premier, we can move that way. But to be fair and reasonable, some of these expenditures that we have to undertake, they will have now to be covered by the NIA because they are managed by them. The step workers are in their ministries and everywhere. They are managing them. They are the supervisors of them. And we are saying, yes, we are prepared. But let us be reasonable. We give you more, you help carry some of those expenses.
Premier Brantley and Deputy Prime Minister Richards in the past agreed that Nevis had gotten better financial support under a team unity administration, but argues that the island deserves more financial support and other promises made in the Charlestown Accord should be fulfilled.
Deputy Leader of the People's Labour Party and Parliamentary Representative for Constituency Number 3, West Bastia, the Honourable Akila Byron Nisbet, gave an energetic presentation at the People's Labour Party 6th Annual National Convention on Saturday, March 26, in keeping with the theme, Delivering for the People.
Under the theme, Delivering for the People, our PLP family gathers today with a unified vision, with a unified purpose, with a unified commitment of ensuring that PLP continues to deliver for the people.
Byron Nisbet spoke of the trust given to her by the constituents of West Bastia, who ensured that she was given the opportunity to serve in public office following the 2020 general elections.
West Bastia came through. West Bastia showed up. West Bastia said they wanted Akila Byron Nisbet because of the great trust that was placed in me by my constituents and the faith placed in me by the Prime Minister. I have also been afforded the privilege to sit amongst the cabinet of ministers.
Byron Nisbet serves as the minister with responsibility for health, information communication technology, entrepreneurship, entertainment and talent development in the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. Outlined in her presentation were a number of projects that, according to Byron Nisbet, were commitments made and commitments delivered. She assured the constituents of West Bastia that she will not become distracted and vowed to protect their interest in the Unity Prosperity agenda. According to Byron Nisbet, she delivered for the people of Trinity Heights by ensuring that the water issues were corrected. Basketball players in West Bastia now benefit from the new backboards erected at the basketball court in Limekeel. Having committed to improving the local environment, the minister declared that the drainage issues at the Joseph N. France General Hospital and the sewage issues that were causing unsanitary conditions for the people of Limekeel are rectified. In the village of Lagreet, individuals and families received land titles and infrastructural development such as roads, electricity and water has begun in that area. I am delivering for the people, said Byron Nisbet. Additionally, the minister stated that she has and continues to deliver for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis through her various ministries.
Over the past years, we continued the good fight to keep our people safe from the ravages of COVID-19. As your MP and Minister of Health, I worked tirelessly with our health officials to ensure we left no stone unturned in our fight against COVID-19.
Minister Byron Nisbet used the opportunity to thank the 26,533 persons for heeding the call and being fully vaccinated, a contributing factor in ensuring that restrictions are lifted. She also assured that the health centers will be more visible about the services offered, and regular free health screenings, amongst other things, will continue. The minister also mentioned that significant strides are being made through information technology, as free Wi-Fi access has been made available to all major communities in St. Kitts and Nevis through the community centers, courtesy the cable. This, she said, is delivery for the people. As it relates to the Ministry of Entrepreneurship, Entertainment and Talent Development, Byron Nisbet expressed that this ministry focuses on the people and the development and enhancement of young creatives in the Federation.
In the campaign of 2020, a commitment was made to our young creatives that they would get the support system within government that understands their specific needs. Through this ministry, together with our creatives, we are building the industries of music and entertainment, film and photography, the arts such as theater, performing, visual and innovation industries that will move St. Kitts and Nevis into new territories, creating opportunities within these industries that were once thought could only exist outside of the Federation. But most importantly, we are doing this together. Together, we are delivering for the people. Together, we are delivering for the creatives.
Minister Byron Nisbet also disclosed that a number of projects are yet to be delivered. These include repairs and upgrades to various facilities at the Joseph N. France General Hospital, such as upgrades to the kitchen, laundry, central sterilization unit, central medical stores, the mortuary and pathology lab, and building a new world-class psychiatric ward. This work, she said, has been budgeted for 2022 and it has already begun. A mentorship program for students and young entrepreneurs is also included in her upcoming plans. The St. Johnson Community Center will soon be upgraded and should be completed by the end of the year, the minister said. Minister Byron Nisbet made a commitment to develop the Patsy Alice Playfield and also to work closely with the Minister of Human Settlement, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, to ensure that more homes are built in constituency number 3.
It is through my role as an MP and as a minister that enables me to focus on the issues that matter. Focus on delivering for you, the people of constituency number 3, and the people of our great country. My focus is on developing our country, investing in our people, and delivering on all the commitments I made to you in my election campaign.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says he's prepared to discuss a formal neutral status for his country as part of talks to end Russia's invasion. But he insisted any proposal would need to be put to the Ukrainian people in a referendum and the outcome guaranteed by third parties. Meanwhile, the White House has clarified President Biden's comments, saying he was not calling for regime change in Moscow when the president said Vladimir Putin cannot remain in power. Thomas Morgan reports.
In the western city of Lviv, from their relative safety near the Polish border, they're now in a daily cycle of firefighting as the war reaches their doorstep. The next round of peace talks are due to start today in Istanbul. And speaking to independent Russian journalists, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that he would be willing to discuss adopting a point of neutral status, a major bone of contention for Russia.
гарантии безопасности и нейтралитет.
Security guarantees and neutrality, the non-nuclear status of our state, we are ready to go for it. This is the most important point. It was the main point for the Russian Federation as far as I can remember, and, if I remember correctly, this is why they started the war.
All this while American President Joe Biden was forced to deny claims that he called for a regime change in Russia on Saturday, whilst on a visit in Poland.
Mr. President, were you calling for regime change? No.
The MOD say the battle across northern Ukraine remains largely static. No consolation for this man, however, in the northern city of Chernihiv, having just lost his son. We thought this door would protect us if something happened, he says. Suddenly I heard my wife crying and I realised what had happened. Strikes here north of the capital near the border with Belarus and Russia are frequent and devastating. Chernihiv is now almost completely encircled by Russian forces, with claims that tens of thousands could remain trapped, cut off from electricity and water. As Ukrainian army generals reiterate the call for weapons to help their cause, over 4 weeks into this conflict, there's little sign that peace is close to being found. Thomas Morgan, BBC News.
And joining me now is Petr Kozlov from BBC Russian. Petr, hello to you. Has there been any response yet, or what is the response likely to be from Moscow on President Zelensky's comments on neutrality?
Well, we're still waiting for any official position. We're waiting for the Kremlin press secretary Dmitry Peskov reacting today, because we still have not this. But what is important to know is that yesterday, even before this interview with Russian independent journalists was published, the Russian officials, Russian General Prosecutor Office issued a ban on publishing this interview, and the Russian Roskomnadzor body, they announced that they're going to investigate all the facts which led to the publication. So we know that this reaction is quite tough. So we're waiting what is going to happen next.
Potentially, though, Petr, could this be a pathway, if neutrality was agreed for Ukraine, could this be a pathway for President Putin to de-escalate, to in some way say he has achieved what he set out to do?
Well, possibly there is a possibility, but in fact, as we all know, there was like official position of Kremlin even before this war has started, is that Russia is waiting for a number of points to be fulfilled by Ukraine, and this is not the only one. So we don't know how Kremlin will react on this position. And from this interview of Mr. Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, we know that the other parts of Russian, let's say, Russian demands is they're not going to discuss the demilitarization and denazification, which is like one of the key points of Moscow position. So it's difficult to make any prognosis. So it's difficult to say for sure.
And has there been any further reaction from Moscow to those comments by President Biden saying that Vladimir Putin couldn't remain in power, even though the White House subsequently denied, of course, that the US was looking for regime change?
Yeah, we'll hear the official position of the White House, and that it was the emotional reaction, and it doesn't reflect the official position. But still, we know that the Kremlin and President Putin personally, they regard this as unacceptable, and they think that going over the personalities is unacceptable. So I'm afraid that this can make the negotiation process even more difficult between the Kremlin, between the President Putin, and between, let's say, US and the Western countries.
Okay, Petr, thank you very much for that. Petr Kozlov from BBC Russian.
That was the WINNFM Headline News. The Headline News is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, Carib Brewery, and National Bank.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Protect your lifestyle with Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Till you walk with a low reputation and service for second to none. Securing you is our mission. People that you can trust, your business property, we got you covered. Motor or personal, whatever it is, we got you covered. 130 years in this business, we got you covered. All your insurance needs, visit or call us at 465-2631 or 469-5303. Delia Walwyn, people you can trust.
Stop standing in long ATM lines to withdraw cash. Use your national debit or black cards to complete a wide variety of transactions at supermarkets, variety stores, gas stations, pharmacies, and more. Shop online at the most popular websites and stores for quality brands using your national debit or black cards. And take back your time to enjoy all the things that you love to do. Remember, instead of waiting in long ATM lines to withdraw cash, use your national bank cards today.
National Bank, always here.
The sound, 98.9.
busting savings happening now. Phosphorus Automotive is busting loose. Huge door-busting discounts on all 2020 Nissan Urban 16-seater buses. Bust loose with as much as $25,000 off on all 2020 Nissan Urban 16-seaters. Yes, up to $25,000 off on all 2020 Nissan Urban 16-seater buses. But that's not all. Down payment busted. Absolutely no down payment. Payment on bill of sale busted. No payment on bill of sale. Payment on servicing for 12 months busted. Free servicing for 1 year. Buy groceries on gas for up to 3 months. Your choice. Busted. Your choice of absolutely free groceries or gas for 3 months. Payment on registration and licensing, tinting and accessories. All busted. That means they're totally free. Horseworth Automotive is busting loose with its Bus a Move sales event on all 2020 Nissan Urban 16-seater buses. Bus a Move and get your new 2020 Nissan Urban 16-seater today for as much as $25,000 off. Bus a Move now at Horseworth Automotive. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Welcome back to Voices here on WINNFM 98.9. We just had the headline news, and so we're going to head right back into our discussion here on Voices for today, Monday, March 28, 2022. I'm your host, Devon Cornelius. The phone lines are open and we are taking your calls at 466-0989 and 762-0989. But before we take some of the calls, I want to get to some of the comments made on the YouTube stream. So the first comment we have here is, this is in relation to the fascia. It says, Nevis has gotten $400 million from the federal government, according to the Prime Minister. Maybe it's time to ask Nevis to account for that money. Just saying. Another comment says, the Prime Minister's charisma has changed PAL and Labour forever. The people want Harris and unity. Another comment said, what about transparency and good governance? I hope they want that too. And the person continued by saying, I want the best for St. Kitts. Whether people are PAM or Labour, they support the Prime Minister. This is what another comment says. Another comment went on to say that the PM is not seeking a third term. He simply wants to increase the number of PLP seats in Parliament while remaining within the unity construct. It seems contradictory, but this is what is going on. This is a comment on the YouTube stream. Another person said, I don't see a problem with that. The comment went on to say that since Tim will not be PM, then it makes sense to increase numbers in Parliament in order to have greater political leverage in Cabinet. It makes perfect political sense. Leverage. Says people are focusing on the third term issue when it is more subtle than that. Prime Minister Harris is intelligent enough to keep the team together. The problem is their supporters pulling the dog chain. These are some of the comments here on the YouTube, Facebook and YouTube stream. Guys, the phone lines are open and we're taking your calls here on WinFM's Voices for today. I'm your host, Devon Cornelius. Call us at 466-0989 and 762-0989. Now, just before we went for the headline news, now, of course, many of you have heard of the speculation that, of course, PLP is looking to broaden their scope in terms of running more candidates. Let me hold that thought. We have a call on the line, so we'll take this call. Caller, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Devon.
Good afternoon.
So you're back up. You eat something, you know.
Did you eat something?
Eh?
I'm good, man. What about you? Did you eat something?
Man, you know, you look, when you know God, you're strong, you know.
Okay. Well, I know God too.
Yeah, when you know God, I mean the true one, eh? Because I got all kind of God. But when you really, really know God, he said the people that know God will be strong. And he said all of these things happening, he said, see that you be not troubled. So when you're troubled, it's because your hope is in man. So you hope that this person stay. Now, what I was calling about, with all of this debate going on, what exactly is the Labour Party's position on Nevis? I remember the first time Dr. Harris gave Nevis 30 million. Dr. Dempsey Douglas said, Harris gave Nevis saying it's money. You heard that one, right?
Yes.
Is that their position still? Because all people saying they're in the shadows waiting. Well, Nevis, both NRP and CCM better find out from Labour what exactly is their position on Nevis fair share.
But perhaps this is a good opportunity for Dr. Drew to say, yeah.
Otherwise, the Nevis thing walking into a next trap. Because if they're already, and many of them say, oh, Granty Weirbein and he getting saying it's money. I mean, you have heard it yourself. And some of them trying to pin it down to the 110 when in 110 it says tax revenue. So all those who are supporting, find out. Now is the time for Dr. Joe to show his leadership. Because it don't make no sense for Nevis to have to go and negotiate again. This thing's supposed to be farm. Do you subscribe? Because now you hear people supporting all the parties. Oh, well, the promise ain't mean nothing. Well, let me tell you, the Bible says it's better not to swear than to swear. He said, God don't take it so. So whether you're PAM, NRP, or whatever, if you give your word, you must keep your word. As simple as that. You know, there's a story in the Bible I'm done now. This man was going to war. I don't know, you were in church, you know, so you better learn, you know. And so he said, well, Lord, if I go out and I win the battle, the first thing that come out of the gate, when I reach back home, I will offer as a sacrifice for you. He went and he won the battle. And when he came home, guess what came out of the gate? You know the Bible story?
Tell me.
Was his daughter. His daughter was so glad to hear that her father had won the battle. She did not know what he had promised. And you know how it broke the father's heart? Well, you'd hear some of us. Well, you can't expect the man to give up his daughter. He's the only daughter, and God will understand and all of that. The man bawled blood. But then he said, daughter, I promised the Lord that if I won the battle,
all right,
I would offer. And he gave her time. He said, go and think with your friends and so. And she was offered a sacrifice.
All right.
Can't be more keeping your word than that. So you ain't in no law, you ain't in no constitution. Once you put your pen on paper, that go for everybody. We must learn. We have election and all kind of promises. All the parties make. Some of them they know they can't do. I don't even say it as an economist. Some of them they know. All parties do it. And Miss Henry does. Yeah, some of them they really can't do. And then we make we make excuses. So if you do not mean something in your own personal life, don't say it. Don't make it. I'm not condemning anybody, but all of us from top to bottom must learn. Once you open your mouth with a promise, he said, Bible says, better not to swear than to swear. You don't mean bad word. To swear, I will do so and so. So that goes to all the politicians and all those who backing up wrong. I like Dr. Harris, and I like Akila. I like nearly all the politicians, to tell you the truth. I ain't got no favorite. But I'm saying, stop making excuses. If you put your pen on paper, whether it mark for St. Kitts or for Nevis, don't allow people to make you change your word, because if you change that, then you can't be trusted with anything else. All right, then.
All right. Thank you, caller, so much for your contribution to this program. We're still taking your calls here on Voices for today, Monday, and I'm your host, Devon Cornelius, here on the topic of the, team unity developments. So we're saying, of course, there is a speculation that PLP is looking to field candidates in all the constituencies. I want to get your take on that. Let's head back to the phone lines. Caller, good afternoon.
Hello.
You're on the air.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Cornelius.
Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Go ahead.
Yes, with all this stuff that is going on, right, about fair share and fair share. Up to now, I am not hearing anybody say anything about fair share for St. Kitts. I'm not hearing the talking. All you're hearing fair share for the island of Nevis, right? But when Nevis get its share, right, whatever they're getting, when they get their share, the rest does not go to St. Kitts, The rest go to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, right? Not St. Kitts, to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. But Nevis is getting a share which goes to the island of Nevis. And this is what people doesn't seem to understand, And then we are hearing that, we are not getting our fair share, we are not getting our fair share. Okay. I would have heard the Prime Minister say that he had, when this thing started with the unity, he had a discussion with Mr. Amory, and they agreed to the amount of $30 million per year, right?
Yes.
And after Amory, Mr. Bradley would have taken over. Mr. Bradley is saying that Nevis has never gotten its fair share, right? So he means that when they were getting the 30 million, he knew that wasn't its fair share. But what did Mr. Bradley do? Did he go and negotiate for Nevis' fair share? He went and negotiated for an increase of the 30 million to $45 million. Not a fair share, because he's getting 45 million now, and he said that is not a fair share. But he had the opportunity to negotiate for Nevis' fair share then, which he did not do. He went and asked and get an increase of 50% of the 30 million. So if you, that is what you settled for. In your view, it had to be the fair share that you asking for, because you didn't go first and ask for anything more. You went and you negotiated for $45 million for 15 million increase on the 30, and that is what you gotten. But now we're here in fair share. So these people need to stop playing with the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, because while they're asking for fair share and whatever else, I'm not hearing the fair share for the people, for us, the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. What is the fair share from them to us, which we voted for them for? I'm not hearing it up to yet. So So these people they got to get serious with people, man, and stop this nonsense between themselves.
You know, as you say this, not to cut you off, caller. As you say, sorry, not to cut you off, but as you say this, that's an interesting point. Hello, caller, you're still there?
Yeah, you're saying something to me?
Yes, I was trying to engage you. So, as you say that, which is a very interesting point, there is, so as it is now, according to the Prime Minister, 400 million to date, in addition to the subsidizing the programs on the island of Nevis. Then, whatever is left back is used federally, so which is for St. Kitts and Nevis. There's some people that are of the view that Nevis has gotten more than fair share, because if it is that the NIA is not in a position to pay its own bills and sustain its own programs, with these programs now being funded by the federal government and still getting $45 million per year, and according to the Prime Minister, they're considering giving $66 million per year. The conversation of a fair share, is perhaps for some going out the window, which makes you raise the question which makes you raise the question of what is the fair share?
Yeah. But you see what? To me, what I realize with politicians, not just here in St. Kitts, they tend to just use some words. They use words that would, like a broad painted brush. Instead of be specific in their conversation, because the conversation is not amongst themselves, the conversation is for us. They're speaking to us. But instead of being specific, they use certain words that would cover a whole thing. When when it doesn't, there's no need for that, these type of language, to be used. So you're just saying fair share. If you're saying fair share, okay, a man say he's giving you something, and you say, oh, you're not getting your fair share. So then who are accusing the person of not giving you the fair share, say what the fair share is supposed to be. But instead of that, you leave it up to the person to call figures on you. Say, well, this is what I'm giving you, this is what I'm giving you. And this is, besides giving you this, I am also doing this and that for you. Which I don't think it's wrong, because we're supposed to be one federation. A federation, I must say. We're supposed to be a federation, and we're supposed to be helping each other. Right? So man, this thing is just totally sick.
All right.
To be hearing these intelligent guys, and it is these guys, the girls them in there now get involved in it. It's just the guys them saying, just trying to create confusion amongst themselves, and then hoping that we, the citizens, will pick sides. All right, then. Thanks for hearing my call.
And thank you so much for your contribution to this program. We're still taking your calls here on WINFM 98.9 for another edition of Voices. It is about 14 minutes, to the hour of 1 o'clock. But we want to take some more calls. So we're heading back to the phone lines, and we will take this call. Caller, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Devon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, as I was saying before the break, that guest speaker's speech, I think, was not highlighted enough, I think. As a matter of fact, I don't think that, to be quite honest, that I think it was over the heads of the audience. Not that it wasn't a good speech. I think it was a good speech, but they didn't go there for that, put it that way. And as a matter of fact, I don't think Dr. Harris liked it either, right? Maybe that's why it apparently was cut at the end, which I found pretty disrespectful to the guest speaker. There was not much reference made to it in Dr. Harris's tirade after. Well,
and
there are several reasons why I think
Well, not to
it
cut
was
you
not
off.
appreciated.
Not to cut you off. It was a good presentation, a lot of great ideas. But I have to admit, I was there. It was too long. I'm
Well,
sorry.
it might have been too long,
It
but
was too long.
I don't know if
I
he
was
was
falling
given
asleep.
constraints like time and that sort of thing, right? But the fact is, right, it contained a lot of really useful things. He spoke about empowerment, right? He mentioned, first of all, how blessed he was in being able to have a voice in the system and essentially the power in the marketplace, okay? And the question was, what was he going to do with it? And I think that is a question that most people should ask themselves, all right? But I don't think they do, to be quite honest. I think too many people have very low expectations, and as he said, if you aim for low expectations, that's what you'll get, all right? The fact is, I think he spoke of standards, high standards, right? Having high standards. He spoke of having a meritorious society, one where you get ahead based on merit, not one of political patronage, nepotism, and favoritism. Okay? I mean, no wonder he was cut, because Dr. Harris and company must have felt that he was talking directly to them, because that is essentially his way of governing. All right? Throwing out tidbits, the possibility of getting a salary increase, the possibility, and everybody jump up. I don't know how we get so gullible. Wait until you get it. But he mentioned, how do you make a country wealthy? You reinvest profits in the country and build a country in such a way to reverse the brain drain, to make sure that your bright young people stay in the country instead of migrating to another country to build it. Okay? And you do that by providing opportunities, enabling people, facilitating things, right? Building strong indigenous businesses, as he said, right? We're guilty of not doing these things, all right? We concentrate too much on the little things. I listened to the news broadcast on Win FM just now, and there you had Akira Byron Nisbet talking again about little things. I'm not saying that little things aren't important, okay? Of course they are, especially if you're going to be dealing with retail politics. But in the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, they occupy a very small space, right? In my opinion, I would suggest, okay, that unless she delivers a brand new state-of-the-art hospital, universal health care, she would have failed as a representative. Okay, those are the big ticket items that would benefit everybody. Okay, not the little the basketball backboards and these kinds of little things. All right, you get the impression that she's not making much a significant impact in the other ministries that the other portfolios in her ministry, like entrepreneurship and entertainment. I mean, it seems to be mostly talk. And these things are measurable, eh? What percentage to the GDP do they contribute? That's measurable. And right now, they're not even a blip. It's just talk right now, okay? And he mentioned among 15 retardants of growth in a country. And one of the main things he mentioned was corruption. He said you have to have zero tolerance to corruption because it's like a cancer. It corrodes the society, right? He mentioned that your ease of doing business. You must have a good ranking in the ease of doing business. We should be aiming at number one. Right now we're way down, and we've been way down for a long time. Okay? Those are things that we should be concentrating on. He mentioned tribalism as a debilitating factor. Low standards, getting rid of the trust deficit. All those things he mentioned are retardants to growth in a country. Okay? But I think, like I said, it went way over the heads of the audience. I thought they were paying attention. They were not highlighted as usually is done after a guest speaker speaks. The really salient point, the really important things that was mentioned is again highlighted and re-emphasized by speakers following. Okay? I'm not even sure if there was well, maybe there was something thanking him for this speech that he gave.
Yeah, I think
it didn't come directly after anyway.
Vote of thanks.
Huh?
It was done through the vote of thanks.
In the vote of thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but normally, a speaker gives a keynote speech, and you would expect that, it would be referred to. And these were really good things for it wasn't that they weren't appropriate for the occasion, because if you're at a party convention, of course you expect to at least hear not just red meat for your supporters, but something that distinguishes the party from the other parties, some vision for the country, why people should gravitate towards the party. But you don't get that, and that's the problem I have. The PLP seem to have changed the ethos of the country, so that now it's all about handouts and increasing salary and $500 and how many roofs fixed. Those which the things that any self-respecting government should be providing for its people.
All right.
But if you want to be exceptional, if you want to maintain a leadership in among countries, you got to do more than, you got to aim higher, right? And that I don't see. All I'm seeing here is political patronage, buying votes, these kinds of things, which ultimately is going to lead to the country's downfall. We might not see it immediately. It's always good to get money in your pocket immediately, right? You feel good. But in the long term, if you don't develop a strategy where you have income coming in on a consistent basis, not from government handouts, you don't have jobs, well-paying jobs, that are going to let you be independent and get off of PAP. If you don't look at these things in the long term, I think we're just spinning top in mud.
All right.
Okay, then.
All right, thank you so much, caller. We'll take this break quickly to give a shout out to our sponsors. When we come back, we'll continue Voices here on WINNFM 98.9. Stick and stay, we will be right back.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Hola everybody, it's your boy SA. Here's your Value Mart IGA Value Club Blue Tag Special running March 24 to April 6. Campbell Chunky Soups $11.99. Fiora Bath Tissue $19.99. Palmolive Dish Detergent $9.99. Essential Everyday Pancake Syrups $8.99. Essential Everyday Sliced Single Cheeses $8.99. Essential Everyday Barbecue Sauces $5.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. Skippy Peanut Butter $12.99. Final Touch Fabric Softener $12.99. IGA Essential Everyday Salad Dressing $7.99. Mueller's Pasta $4.99. Post Honey Bunches of Oats Family Size $17.99. IGA or Essential Everyday Frozen Vegetables $6.99. Shop smart, shop Value Mart.
Welcome back to Voices here on WINNFM 98.9. Let's head back to the phone lines. Okay, we seem to have lost that caller. Please call us back at 466-0989, 762-0989. I want to get your guys' take on this PLP fielding, or PAM and POP fielding candidates in all the constituencies. Caller, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Greetings. Thanks for taking our call.
All right, you're welcome.
All right. You're up on the Westminster style political vibe boundary, so we're going to step on it a little bit. We departed the Federation 2013 and returned to Jamaica. Whilst we're there, we don't reach back here until 2018. Whilst we're there in Jamaica, we hear say, political thing change and we have a unity government. And we say, what? It's coming together that should be a better for the Federation. Although we know how the politics go and we know the Westminster style politics does run, we get a glimmer of hope in terms of service to the masses. But alas, we're not seeing that, up to the time. We're not seeing the coming together of those who are dabbling the Westminster style politics, coming together to serve the masses of the people. We're not seeing that. And it not leave a good taste in our mouth. We are saying, see the over strike there, we are saying, that it's going to come, if this continue, if it continue then whether we can come together collectively to serve the people, or do so in our party vibes, in our one-away party thing, when the party form a government. It's going to reach a point where as we have a elder in Jamaica who say, once Babylon fall, this go up like a ripe sauce up. Make every smarty just abandon the work. Make the workers, as right now, should we talk about the need for the weekly thing, what do you call it again? The minimum wage to up.
Mm-hmm.
And if the workers then reach to that point there, where everybody just drop the tool, everybody just abandon, take down off the plow, worries. So we are saying in the political style system, say, if every smarty, and if reach to the point there, where everyone, or the most of the people, because some don't take off their hand off right, and say we not vote, If we say, if everybody come together and say, look now, this thing will go on long enough and too long. You wait for services too long. When we say services, we mean tangible and touchable services. You see it? Because we are human being just like the rest. That's why we say fire burn that class system there, Fire burn the classism system. Because some have 2 heads and some have 1. Some have 3 heads and some have 1. All of us have 1 head. And we are saying it's going to reach to the point where if the masses don't get the full service from the political sector there, but whoever is in power. And we was looking for it in the unity construct. As I said, we wasn't here to put it together, but the people put it together. I was in Jamaica. And when we hear about it, we feel good. But what we see now, look at what is unfolding in front of our eyes. Amongst them who is part of who is up there in the unity construct. This washing of linen. Sure. Whilst the masses remain whilst the masses remain in situations that is not pretty. We don't like it.
All right. All right. Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution to this program. Passionate contribution there by that caller. Let's head back to the phone lines. We will be taking some more calls. Caller, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Yes, Devon. One other quick point that he mentioned, the keynote speaker mentioned at the convention, was using profits to reinvest in the country. In other words, building up local capital. Right? He mentioned that as a very important factor in building wealth in the country. What the government is doing with the solar plant, for instance, is quite the opposite. Because basically they're building the plant and reselling electricity to Skelet, who's going to resell it to us. Okay? And then the profits that they make is obviously going towards Switzerland. It's going overseas. Right? A project like that could have been developed locally I think is what the keynote speaker was talking about. That is what you do to empower, to build wealth in your country, build up your country, make sure that you get expertise and good jobs from what you're doing. Okay, value added, right? And so I think that was very important, and that is something that we should. I think the government should take another look at that project, because it's going to be sucking money from the country rather than bringing it in. Okay, it's a strange kind of investment whereby our utilities that we are going to have to pay for. Normally, when you have investment, the company comes in, whether they build a hotel or industrial plant, okay, and we benefit by the employment, yes, but then whatever profits go out of the country, okay. In this case, they build the plant, and we then pay for what they produce. So there's no foreign exchange to be earned here. Okay, we pay for what the electricity that's going to be produced, and then the profit goes out. I mean, it's a terrible idea, I think. Okay, then.
All right, let's take this other call. Caller, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon. Greetings in Jesus' name. Now, is it possible to speak about green energy as it pertains to us and as our politicians has been speaking about?
No, we are on the topic of the developments within Team Unity. You want to comment on that?
The development within Team Unity?
Yeah, over the past few days, coming out of the PAM convention or the PLP convention.
Well, to be quite honest, I didn't really look at the conventions. I don't think I'm in much a position to speak about it.
All right.
Okay, maybe another time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, caller, for your call today. We're still taking your calls here on WINNFM 98.9, and I'm your host for today, Devon Cornelius. So, as I was getting to earlier, that there is this widely believed speculation that PLP or PAM would be looking to field candidates in all the constituencies in the next general election, which I think would be very interesting, considering that there is this big debate about the Prime Minister possibly seeking a third term. So what would it mean then if PAM and PLP were to run candidates in all of the constituencies, including that of the Prime Minister, which is number 7, and of course for number 5, where Deputy Prime Minister Richards is? I think that would be very interesting, and of course would receive some strong public opinion. People giving their take on it. PLP running a candidate in 5, and PAM running a candidate in number 7. Let's head back to the phone lines. Okay, we seem to have lost that caller. Please call us back at 466-0989-762-0 989. We're taking your calls here on WinFM 98.9, and we're heading back to the phone lines. Caller, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Yes, it's me again, the one. Yeah, Mr. McMahon is so right in everything he said the first time and now. Because what happened is that they give us something to hold on to. They give us nothing. Because it's what Mr. McMahon said. If you don't give this company all the job there, what will happen to us? And let me tell you, when they give them outside company them job, what happened? They bring in the people, and he see him as the blind man. They say he blind, he can't see, but you ain't gonna make a fool of him. Right? Because that's not supposed to solar power go to us, anything go to us. We have people here have good money, Mr. Devon. Because well put in money and boost it up, and me you go put in a $500 and think how some kind of share in it. But now they're only looking for them and themselves alone. And on families, as they say. And that is not right. You don't go. And let me tell you, see the big show they had this Saturday? Let me tell you, he was a young boy going to school. You remember when Pam went in to get the election change? It was 2000. I mean, when they say all 8, when they went to the all 8. Either 95 or 2000. And when they had it, they said, water motorcade, my foot people just went for the joyride car. They were giving out vehicle, the easy as that, public works one, other sector one, private sector, and they pay for it, hiring people. And the people went for the ride. They wasn't for Pam no time. So the big thing up on the pasture Saturday, that's just a show. That's a shutdown. I don't believe it. I don't care how much consistency they say they had people here from. The people, I passed there on the main road and then I look below the old nurses headquarters by Pam headquarters in the area. They full off a row, 2 rows on each side. And on the other side again by the William, by Connor School. Yeah, they full off again and when you're going to the other side of full off. But yeah, who tell you everybody they were joining? And you know what they were doing? If you hear what they were doing, in vehicle, them Spanish people to go pick up people, to bring people, right? And all up by the airport, stopping people, vehicle and giving them shirt, tell them go by PLP. So that's just a show you.
Well, I would say that's good. I mean, that's what political party is supposed to do. If you want to build your support, then you have to go to the people. Because if I am to be a leader of a political party and I want support, I can go beg for it.
I think they had enough with the jam session where they say was health walk. That wasn't a normal health walk what they usually have. That wasn't usually normal. That was a jam session. They said they want to know if it was thing. I said them in and vehicle and they shut on. So I know health walk. That's like you campaigning. On the easy scale, you was campaigning. I know health walk. I know health walk when I see one. Right, and no time in the health walk I ever see that. So that was like a campaigning. And as we people saying, calling the election now, if they're going to snap election, just snap it and go. Because if you see the opposition, I mean, you see the other side, they ain't saying nobody. Because there's mad, I don't care what do it. Who come in want to sugarcoat it and nice it up with all kind of whipped cream on it. It done under the radar that it not going to happen. So we need to just get it on with 2-3 months from now election and we're done. Begin afresh and as you say about in district, well that's what it you won't believe that's what I was hearing in the last election year before. How they putting out candidates in all the district. But sure it was out so maybe plain, they put it back. That same PLP part deal. That was what we were hearing. So it's had to see it that was going around and looking. So then today they're looking and do you know right now in this time where they're going around in each people district and doing things, asking me to think I'm going to give this man, asking how to put I'm going to give that. As Mr. McMahon says, he must be buying out of it a sellout election now. I don't know, me, for you, I never get lucky, you get not like that.
All right.
I was saying, must become me young enough to get a thing. I mean, people say in some in election they get 5,000, they get this, they get fridge, they get gas stove. I never get a thing into here.
All right. Well, caller, thank you so much for your contribution. We want to take some more calls, okay?
I drink my water and mind my business.
All right. Okay, we'll take a short break to give a shout out to the sponsors. Then we'll be right back. Let's take this break and we will be right back. Stick and stay.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Supermarket shoppers understand that convenience matters. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Ample parking and the widest variety matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Clean, spacious aisles and the highest level of customer service all matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, price matters most. We've renewed our commitment to guarantee the lowest prices in the Federation. Why? Because we understand that in this tough economic environment, price matters most. Shop smart. Shop Value Mart, where price matters most. Farms Estate Nevis and Wellington Road, St. Kitts.
Price matters most.
Welcome back to Voices. We're heading back to the phone lines to hear from our callers. Let's take this call. Caller, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Yes, good afternoon again. I'm Devon. Now, in relation to the guest speaker, I figured myself that it was over. People, they did not go for that. Put it like that. They did not go for that. But it was a very, very good speech. I mean, one of the best I have heard. He was not in the mix-up. You understand? And you know what really impressed me? When he spoke about his beginnings and the effort his mother made. He said his mother was an orphan and then somebody took her in or whatever. And the effort the mother made to make sure that he got an education. You know, too many of our parents are very poor, you know, and we don't raise our children with the intent that they must do something. And what impressed me again was the emphasis on building up your economy from the inside. You know, I mean, when he says he bought the bank, when some people heard that Bank of Nevis bought Royal Bank, they're like, you know what I mean? Some people's response?
Yeah.
You mean Little Island Nevis by, when they heard that National Bank bought CIBC. The same response, because our vision is short. We're sitting down waiting for the politicians to feed us, clothe us, wash our skin, and put our shoes. I was really impressed. And the presentation he made about how to grow the economy, I want you all at some time to play it on the radio. And you all must listen. Those children you have potential. Talking about keeping the talent here by giving them opportunities. Now, Mr. McMahon, God bless him, is a big promoter of foreign direct investment. I am so shocked to hear him today because I am one of been promoting our indigenous investments. When the government decided that they would build a second pier, his party and others, they could have some company build it like the first proposition that the Labour Party had.
Mr. McMahon has said.
know.
Hold on, Mr. McMahon has said. I think he said it here. You should stop saying that it is his party. He is not a member of any party.
No, he's not a member. He's a communicator for.
Well,
continue.
hold on. Just how he said he's not a member of any party.
He's not a Labour?
He said he's not a member of any party. I don't know what he is.
All right, I take him at his word, because I'm a member neither.
Okay.
So, forgive me, Mr. McMahon, but you have been on the radio and all the station promoting direct foreign investment over local investment. And if you listen to the man clearly, talking about, even in terms of the banking system, right? Making investment easier for people to do. Mm-hmm. And I want our people to listen. Listen to what the man said, and for the governments to listen. Because a lot of what he said, we overlook. How long have I been hearing this thing about the ease of doing business? And to suggest it is the same, it's not the same. Mm-hmm. The one about the land, they opened the land registry. You know that?
Yes, I know.
That was one of the biggest hindrances that companies and investors had.
Mm-hmm. But not
the land title, being able to do certain things. Mm-hmm. Our Attorney General office, they got to be more brisk. Mm-hmm. To me, sometimes they take too long to get the required legislation put in place.
But not to cut you, I wanted to, before you go, I wanted to get your take on what is your position on PLP running a candidate in number 5 and PAM running a candidate in number 7. What is your take on that?
It's a waste of time.
Waste of time in terms of what? That. Be more specific.
There are PAM people and Labour people in number 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
The number of PAM people in number 7 is less than the number of Labour. By Labour I mean PLP.
Mm.
In number 5, how many times have Labour run people against Sean? So they will have to go and split the Labour vote.
In number 5?
In number 5. And if they try it and they run, and the PAM run people in number 3, Akela will lose. Because number 3 is a PAM and a Labour seat. At one point, they were almost 50-50% in the village, So what they have agreed, what has been agreed is that where you run, we will encourage our supporters to run for your people. Mm. If you guys split the vote, it now become a what? 3-way vote?
Mm.
Labour, PLP, and PAM. That is too uncertain.
Mm.
Because the Labour people not going to vote for PLP.
Oh, you know that.
And the PAM people, if the unity break up, the PAM people will not be voting for.
But, I mean, I really can't say who's going to vote for who, because, I mean, the politics is changing now. I mean, the days of loyalty.
Money will run like water.
The days of loyalty is about money now. The days of loyalty are out of the door. So
everybody going to have to have plenty money.
Yeah, nobody is voting for.
Going to collect three pay packets.
Nobody voting for this person because their grandmother did it. People voting for who they want, and that's right.
Now that brings me to this position now, and I want the matter clear now. I hear the Labour Party talking about people must not vote for money. Will there be any distribution of money in the next election, whether 2025 or tomorrow, as they hope for?
You're asking that to
make it clear,
You're asking that to the Labour Party?
Everybody gave money. Everybody knows. Some people collect too. He has to come up clearly and state, 1, what is his position on Nevis fair share? And number 2, do you intend to bribe? And do you intend to bring in people on jets or airlines that are being sponsored and paid for by somebody else? Because when we're talking about corruption, we got to end it straight across the board. Straight across the board, people saying, oh, well, next election, Labour must win because they're going to bring in the people. Where are you going to get the money from? And this campaign financing, I recall, since 2015, talking about it on WIN FM, There are models out there, Barbados, different countries have campaign financing laws. Why we don't have them? There seems to be an agreement between the opposition and the government as to what they will pass. You don't think so? You don't get the impression?
I don't know.
Eh?
I don't know.
No, they can't do nothing.
I don't know.
This thing about integrity in public life. Let me see the Labour Party go out and demonstrate that they want to see it. I mean, some people are here talking, they should be quiet. They should be quiet. 20 years in the year, when they went in 1995, they said in 1996, we're going to pass integrity in public life. Up to when they leave 20 years after, nothing do. Some people think that everybody in this country is stupid, you know. All of us have amnesia. I am 74 and my memory is good.
But it could be done now that we have the 9 elected members.
I said, do they have any... You're in the House, you're in Parliament with 2 seats, get up and put the question on the speaker's thing.
All right. Well, we're going to take some more calls. So
question?
Yeah, we'll... All right, let's hit this other caller. Caller, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Yeah, yes, Devon. I'd like to weigh in on that question you asked of putting candidates in the different constituencies.
Go ahead.
Right? I think Dr. Harris has proven himself to be a strategist, a master at the art of that. Okay? And he may be looking at things very differently to how, for instance, Mrs. Henry is looking at it. If, for instance, it's not designed really to win all of the constituencies that he put, the new constituencies that he put people in, but to weaken them deliberately so that, for instance, the SKNLP, I know it sounds far-fetched, but the SKNLP wins them instead. I think it would be his crowning glory if he was to achieve the unification of the Labour parties on his terms. That is, with him as Prime Minister. Okay?
Oh, gosh.
Because he would be killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
That would be... not to cut your color, but wow. I didn't even think of that.
Exactly.
That would be magnificent.
It would be his crowning glory, right? It would be basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone, marginalizing Pam, who I think he still despises because they fired him very early in his career, okay? And at the same time, vindicating himself among SKNLP diehards, who he has ostracized for the past 7 years for siding basically with Douglas instead of with him Harris, right? Another talk show host, Carlton Lipon, I think is correct to call him the political Jim Jones of St. Kitts, right? Because I think too many people are inclined to succumb to the orange Kool-Aid, right? That's what he called him, and it's true. You were there. You saw the kind of crowd that he had. You know, very emotional. They are not interested in rational thinking. They will follow him wherever he goes, whether it is back to Labour or wherever. Okay? And so it's not far-fetched to think that he's thinking like that, right? There are lots of other theories, but, you know, that could be one of them.
You know, as you're saying this to me, I remember I had a conversation about, this whole thing, and somebody was saying, Pam is out there saying, keeping the promise. Pam needs to keep their eye open on all that is happening and be very mindful because things are changing. Things are changing. This thing about keeping the promise and who was supposed to do this and who was supposed to do that. Frankly, it looks as if nobody cares about that anymore.
But you're one of the sound bites from that convention. You remember when he said PLP is for unity, regardless who comes along?
Yes.
Basically, that's what
I heard that.
saying. Let the others go. And as a matter of fact,
I heard that.
He was basically making it. He basically said if they go, the electorate will punish them.
I was just about
Okay?
to get to that. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yes,
You know,
he said that
imagine
if
that.
they,
It's a threat.
to
It's
paraphrase, he was saying if they mash up with unity, you the electorate should punish them.
Yeah. So he's basically saying he and PLP represents unity. The others are wavering. Okay? And this thing about coming home, naming other people, prominent people, supporters of both Labour and PAM, and said they're coming home. You see what he's trying to do? Make it seem as if the PLP and the PLP alone. Well, he did start out with that anyway. That the PLP is the strongest. Basically, saying the PLP is the strongest link in unity. Okay, and so he is there positioning himself for he and the party to have the advantage going into the next election whenever it would be. And I thought that was interesting. I thought the blackmail, because that's what it was against the others. Basically, the people will punish you if you dare leave me. Okay, and because what I think will happen, I don't think they're going to move. They're going to move against him. Okay, they're fearful, maybe for the reasons that was stated before with the pensions and so on. But I think other people in the hierarchy who have the big jobs, etc., don't want the perks to disappear overnight. Okay, so they're telling them, boy, don't do this. Okay, and so what will happen is that Harris will just steady. They're going to stay, and you'll have this grinding erosion of their support, because you could bet your life it's going to continue. Dr. Harris is not going to stop. Not after what you said you saw at the convention. I heard you this morning when you said you saw all types there, all colors, all nationalities, etc. With that kind of success in such a short period, he is not going to stop.
All right.
And it would be at the detriment, I think, mostly of PAM. Okay, but all the parties have to keep an eye on it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, let's take this final call. Okay, we lost that call. I wanted to take one more call before we wrap up, but we are basically out of time. Okay, let's get in this final call. Caller, you're the last caller. Make it quick.
Yes, you do.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Serious concern, boy. I mean, the man respect long talking regime. So anyhow, let me bypass that quick. The serious concern on the earth, right? The whole world, right? In crisis. The whole world mourning higher. Because the reason for that is that people, if you got a vehicle and anything, the wrong oil in it and the wrong whatever, you malfunction. You need to eat better if you want the leadership. You know what I mean? Because you got to focus. When you eat after a fowl and cattle, you can think like that. You can behave like fowl. Right now we behave like animals. That's how I behave. The animals, the kind of passion to no one to fly. And if we air you, if we eat them and we hope to be, well, the world can just be upside down. Because the world upside down. Children dying left, right, and center. And they praise him of Jesus. They need to praise Holy Selassie by. You've got to praise this king. If you don't praise this king here, they ain't going to say nothing on the planet. And they have to eat right. They're eating too much of this and that. That's why they're malfunctioning. The human body got to eat the right thing. That's why they're in the mouth of sympathy. So much of love. Every night is just sex. No passion.
All right, thank you, caller, so much for your contribution.
Right? And they must call up a highly strike to get the sport settled. All the dust. You know what I mean? Yeah, this politics stuff are the thing that they're going with. And eat the right thing.
All right, thank you, caller, so much for your contribution to this program. We are out of time. Let me say thank you so much for your contribution to today's edition of Voices right here on WinFM 98.9. And I have been your host for today, Devon Cornelius. It was a pleasure having this conversation with you, speaking on the developments within the Team Unity Administration and what you think may come out of all that is happening. Of course, the PAM convention on March 13 and the PLP convention on March 26. of course, have confirmed some of the rumors that have been going around about Team Unity having some political turbulence and some confusion. It's been confirmed. So we're not jumping over the bush. We're not going behind the bush. There is confusion in Team Unity, and you can't deny that. It is the fact. It is the gospel truth, because the leaders themselves within Team Unity, they have said so. I didn't say so. They said so. They put it out there. They accuse each other of this and that and this. I won't repeat some of the accusations. That's not my place. But listening to all of them, it's just for us now to see what is going to happen. And if there is going to be an early election, I don't know what is going to happen. Are we going to make it to 2025 in terms of, is Team Unity is going to make it until 2025? It is left for us to see what is going to come out of that. But guys, we are out of time. Let me say time. Guys, you're out of time. Thank you so much for your contribution. I don't know. I have the time on my mind. Probably going to go cook right now, but thank you so much for your contribution to today's program. And until next time, you guys stay safe. Remember, wear your mask, wash your hands, don't drink and drive, and please stop texting and driving. If I am in another bus and I see the driver texting and driving, we're going to fall out. So if I jump in your bus and you have your phone in your hand and you're texting, me and you're going to fall out. You guys have a good afternoon.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Protect yourself from the novel coronavirus. Wash your hands thoroughly and frequently for at least 20 seconds each time. Avoid shaking hands and touching your face with unclean hands. If you have to cough or sneeze, do so into your flexed elbow.